everyone. I'm going to be going over how you can make your instrument for the instrument project that is due next week. And I believe you kind of all have this knowledge in you already, but I'm here to show you my process to see how it works, and in case you feel stuck or you don't really understand what the text says, right? So everything is in the document, but feel free to watch this video too to clarify a few things, right? So the project objective is to create 3 instruments, right? So what do I mean by instrument, right? An instrument is a tool or an implement. It is an object or a device for making musical sounds, right? So it could be a ukulele or a paintbrush or a pencil. Any object that is struck can create a noise. So what we're going to do together, right, is I'm going to show you all these objects that I've gathered from my home, and I'm going to show you how I make instruments out of them, right? So I have some wooden skewers here, usually used for like shish kebabs or cooking meat. I gathered a bunch of yellow trinkets because I wanted to. I have some buttons, these little skulls from home, an old necklace that's a sun, right? So all of these things I just gathered because they're yellow and they make nice sounds. I have ketchup packets, a lot of them because they come with every takeout meal. I have a colored pencil. I have some bobby pins, which hold my hair back. Plastic spoons, again, a lot of takeout materials can be used. I have foil, which on its own has kind of like a crinkly quality. And then my favorite mug, the Liverpool. For my first instrument, right, I am gonna stick with these skewers because I like the sound that they make on their own. So you can kind of hear, right, I move these back and forth, drop them on the table. They have a really nice sound. I can hit them on the table. Hear that? But like you just saw, if I have nothing to hold them together, then they'll fall apart and it's not really an instrument, right? Then they're just a bunch of skewers, like no one knows how to use this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my hair tie and tie it around the bottom of these skewers. So now I sort of have something to hold it in place, right? Now when I hit it on the table, nothing falls apart. Something that maybe I'll play around with, right, is moving this up a little bit further so that my hand can fully grip underneath. But now, if you listen, the sound is a little bit different than it was before when it was a lower setting, right? So I'm gonna move back down. So since I've moved this hair tie, right, this top part is a little bit more free, and so you're hearing a little bit more of the sound from the wooden sticks hitting together rather than just a little bit of a difference, right? So maybe I think what I'm going to do is push this up a little bit higher so this still works like I want it to, and then I'm going to add another one.
Just so, say if my mom were to pick this up, she would know, okay, I need to grab this between the 2 hair ties, right? And bang on the table, or my hand.
So this is my first instrument. You can play it in a number of ways, right? You can move this around. I can also hit this against something else, right? Other than just my desk here. I can take this piece of foil, wrap it around my hand, and hit the foil. A little bit of a different sound, right? So I think this is a good number 1, so I'm going to keep this. Put it off to the side, right? Next thing I want to do, I think I'll go red, right? So I'm going to take all these ketchup packets. Now, listen as I hold them in my hands, right? Can you hear that? Kind of a gross noise. I'm going to put these red things into my cup. Now when I sort of shake the cup, you can hear a pretty nice noise, right? But if I get too wacky with it, they start to fly out. And my instrument has just broken. So maybe if I want to keep these ketchup packets inside of here, I can use this piece of foil from last time. Cover up the top of this. Now let's see what happens, right? Pull it from the bottom maybe. So that sound really changes, right? Because now it's hitting against the foil. But still, I think it's a little too much work. I don't want to hold this on here if I'm really like jamming out, you know? I can't because I have to keep both hands on it. So I think what I'm gonna do is get rid of the cup. Not get rid of it, but not use it. So I'm gonna put these ketchup packets directly into my foil. See how this works. Now I'm like wrapping it up. Oh, and now there's no space for the ketchup packets to move, right? So maybe this is kind of like, I learned from this, right? But I don't love this instrument, so I'm gonna try something else. Instead of the ketchup packets, maybe I'll go back to my yellow objects, right? They've got a nice sound quality and they're kind of smaller than the ketchup packets. So I'm gonna dump those in my foil. I'm gonna wrap it up here. And what I learned from the last experiment was that there wasn't enough room within the foil, right, for the objects to move around and really hit the walls of the foil. So I'm kind of making sure there's enough space here. Now it's kind of like a little maraca, right? I like that noise. Good sound. Okay, so because I've been messing around with this foil, it's kind of fragile now. And I'd rather not hold just the foil, because if I shake it around too much, maybe it'll break. So I'm gonna I think I'll take this binder clip and we'll sort of turn this down. Cinch it all together so it stays. And now I've sort of got this like little handle for it. I like that sound. So now I have two instruments, right? So a foil shaker and my skewers. I can combine them, or I can play them separately. Okay, one more to go. You've sort of seen the process, so I'm gonna speed through this part, right? Let's take 2 spoons. Shaker, right? Is it too similar to this? Sound really different. I like that. Okay, so like I said before, when an object hits another object, that vibration is what makes this sound. So if you're holding on to this, then your hand, or my hand, is dampening the sound. But if I use something else to hold it together, right? Or if I'm only using like 1 or 2 fingers, it's a little bit more crisp. So what I'm gonna do, I found this on the internet. I've provided links for you guys too, if you wanna look this up. Now it's got a really nice maraca sound. And a handle, right? And if this, since this is kind of coming apart, maybe I take some tape and tape around that. Now I have 3 pretty user-friendly objects, I think, right? There's a clear way to play them or use them, and I created them on my own, right? These aren't factory-made instruments. They're homemade. Okay, so the next step is to take a photo of your instruments and list out the materials you've used. I'm just gonna create little tags, right, for each of my instruments. So I've got this paper. You can use anything for this, like an old receipt or something. So now I'm gonna list the materials I used for each, right? So for this guy, I used foil. I used a binder clip. I used yellow trinkets. And I'm gonna name it. I name it Crinkler. I have my list of things and my instrument. I'm gonna do the list for the other two first, right? And name each of those. And then I'm gonna use my phone to take a photo from above, right, of all of these objects. And you'll see the example of that in the project assignment. Once you've done all this stuff, then you're gonna move on to step 2, which is to record yourself playing your object. Okay, good luck. Can't wait to see your instruments.